Now let's take a look at what a fresh angle might look like as far as an informative speech. And this is where we think maybe our audience has some background information about the topic and is familiar with it in some way, but we can present it from a new perspective. And the example speech that you're going to see next is just a wonderful speech on so many levels, but it's a very, very good example of an informative speech that presents the information from a fresh angle. At about the 40-second mark, for 30 seconds or so, the speaker gives the first example of presenting this as a new angle on a familiar topic. And he says, most of the time you think of pain as a symptom. So that's the traditional way. He knows that people are familiar with pain, but now he's setting up that there's a new way to look at it as a disease in and of itself. He does something similar at the 3:40 mark, and it continues on for actually a couple of minutes where he repositions our understanding of the nervous system. He says, we probably think of it as like a house, but it's actually not really like that. And so he uses these traditional ideas to present this from a fresh angle. And you'll notice that there's still a lot of value in going through the familiar topic of pain from this fresh angle, because it adds to our ability to address this concern that he wants us to focus on. That people are suffering from pain not simply because they're symptoms, but because it's more like a disease. There are, as I mentioned, a lot of great things that this speaker does. He uses his presentation aids so well. He uses great language. And then also note that he uses a quote as his clincher. So beyond being a very good example of an informative speech that presents the topic from a fresh angle, this speaker really had it together on a lot of different things, and it's a great example of giving a very professional speech that adds to people's knowledge and allows us to address something that we may not have thought of before.